everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Revealing the Narc. I'm so glad you're here. I think I sound a little bit different today, right? Yeah, I decided to start using my own voice. It took a little bit of courage, but here I am and here's my voice. This is what I sound like. I don't sound like I'm gonna cry every second, which is what the AI voiceover made me sound like. But anyways, here I am. So today I wanted to talk about this article that came out on September 30th, which is today. And the article is titled Meghan Markle's Tearful 7-Word Response After Her Final Ever Solo Royal Outing. According to a royal book, Meghan Markle shared a poignant moment with her staff after her last ever solo royal engagement before she and Prince Harry quit the UK and their duties. But before we continue, do any of you recognize this photo of Meghan Markle? See if you can think about it and see if it sparks any memories. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is the photo from the day that the Prince and Princess of Wales, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle did the walkabout following Her Majesty the Queen's passing. And I wonder if using this picture is going to foreshadow what this article is going to say, in that could it be negative in nature? Let's find out. It was 4 years ago today that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle dramatically revealed they were quitting royal duties. Just as a side note, I find it interesting that the author would mention that it was dramatically revealed. That's it's just interesting, an interesting choice of words. The pair stunned the world with their shock statement that confirmed they would be stepping back from engagements and forging a new life away from the royal family and indeed the UK. It came after months of speculation that all was not rosy between the Sussexes and the rest of the firm. But before their final departure, the couple got down to completing some of their final ever royal engagements, and on her last solo outing, it seems Meghan became tearful as she gave a poignant speech that included a 7-word response to her situation. If we were doing a live right now, it would be so funny to pause and ask all of you, what do you think that 7-word phrase was? And I think maybe we can take a pause now. All of you pause the YouTube and think about what you think that phrase might be and drop it in the comments. I would love to see what other people come up with. For her final solo engagement, she had a private meeting at Buckingham Palace with Association of Commonwealth University Scholars, during which she spoke to students about their work on subjects including climate change. Omid Scobie was one of a number of journalists invited to the event, and he later wrote in the book he co-authored with Carolyn Durand, Finding Freedom, about how Meghan used that meeting to bid a final farewell to her team at Buckingham Palace, and he revealed Meghan hugged him before saying the tear-jerking 7 words. It didn't have to be this way. Before we get into the analysis of what was said, let's talk a little bit about Omid Scobie. Omid Scobie is one of her closest biographers, right? He writes things that are very favorable to Harry and Meghan, and it would be fitting that he would be witness to this statement being made, because it would make for a good paragraph in a book, right? So that's what I think. I think this having Omid Scobie there was a purpose behind that. And a thought just came to me, having the author of books that write about you favorably be there during these hard moments gives them an eye into, what you went through. So they would sympathize with your situation and write something even more favorable, I feel. So that's my opinion about that. So now let's get into the words she used here and why I believe that it's manipulative. When you say it didn't have to be this way, it places blame on the other person and implies that they're responsible for the negative outcome. This tactic can provoke guilt or self-doubt. It diverts attention from the narcissist's own behavior and maintains control over the situation. It serves to reinforce their superiority and diminish the other person's feelings, creating an unhealthy dynamic of dependency and blame. So although the royal family wasn't there when she made this statement, it is giving off this impression to Omid Scobie that this wasn't the outcome that she wanted and that she is the victim here. She would have done this completely differently had the royal family acquiesced to her demands. This isn't what she wanted to happen. Mr. Scobie wrote, "Staff who had been with the couple from day one were mourning the end of what was supposed to be a happy story. Two people fall in love, get married, have a baby, serve the Queen, the end. Instead, they were leaving the country as Meghan gave me a final hug goodbye. She said, 'It didn't have to be this way.'" So this paragraph makes me want to laugh so much. And also, everything I say in this video, they're my own opinions, and it's all allegedly. So remember I said that that picture in the beginning of the article was from Her Majesty the Queen's funeral? Notice how the word mourning is used here. So the staff are mourning the end of what was supposed to be a happy story. And it is also implying that whatever continued after this was not a happy story. So does that mean what they're living now in Hollywood is not the happy story that they wanted? Because really, shouldn't the important thing be a couple that's in love, carrying out work that's meaningful with their family and their baby, allegedly? And instead, they were leaving the country as Meghan gave a final hug goodbye. She said it didn't have to be this way. Also, we know that that wasn't the final hug goodbye for Omid Scobie, allegedly, because they worked together on Omid Scobie's book. So these two still have a relationship to this day, allegedly. The article continues, Meghan's final ever engagement was alongside Harry when they attended the 2020 Commonwealth Day service with the rest of the royals at Westminster Abbey, and many remarked on the tension between the family members. Harry later told how he felt at the service in his and Meghan's controversial Netflix series released at the end of 2022. The service was the first time he and Meghan had seen many of the family members since an extended Christmas stay in Canada, and the news broke about them quitting the firm. Okay, allegedly they were mic'd up, right? There are pictures and videos that other people have shown that implicate them in trying to record these events for use in future documentaries. So, of course that the family would avoid them. Just to make sure, I did a quick search to see if I could find the articles or the YouTube videos about Meghan's green dress at the 2020 Commonwealth ceremony, and I couldn't find any that said she was wearing a mic. So I take that back. I couldn't find any supporting evidence of that. Okay, so let's continue. Harry explained, the first time that we saw the other members of the family was in Westminster Abbey. We were nervous seeing the family because all the TV cameras and everybody watching at home and everybody watching in the audience. It's like living through a soap opera where everybody else views you as entertainment. I felt really distant from the rest of my family, which was interesting because so much of how they operate is about what it looks like rather than what it feels like. And it looked cold, but it also felt cold. So I don't know about you, but my family also, image was very important to them when I was growing up. And I think most people worry about what the image is or how the family is perceived, some more than others. So I think what Harry's describing is not necessarily unique, but the difference is that his is occurring on the global stage. And I would also ask all of you to remember that in end of 2019 or early 2020, when the announcement came that they were going to be stepping back, they were the ones that rushed to the social media and released a statement before it ever being cleared by the Queen or the royal family. So it's easy to say, oh, we felt like everybody was watching us, when it's to your advantage, you use it. So it's it's hypocritical, in my opinion. So now that we've reached the end of the article, I'm curious to know what you all think. Do you think that this statement that was made about it didn't have to be this way is a manipulative statement? Let me know in the comments. And if this was interesting to you and you like this content, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you all very, very soon.